Hello again, Dr. Valerie Nelson here. I want to take a moment to show you the muscle test point or the applied kinesiology point for thyroid. Thank you. Okay, as always, before you muscle test anybody, muscle testing always looks a little bit easier than it is. The very most important thing is you want to make sure the person's polarity is flowing in the right direction. So the pre-test for that is you can actually hold the arm forward or hold the arm out to the side and do the muscle test points this way. So it's a little easier for me to hold the arm straight out because I can function a little better this way. Okay, so Jenna, what you're going to do is you're going to give me the same resistance each time I apply pressure down on your arm. Okay? Ready? Resist. And resist. And resist. Okay, so they should be strong when your hand is flat on top of their head, and they should be weak whenever your hand is flipped upside down. If they don't pass that first pre-test, I'm going to do another video on this about how to get somebody's polarity rebalanced. But if they don't pass that first test, they're not going to be testable. So I'll do another video about that, so to give you some ideas about things you can do to rebalance the polarity. Okay, so the muscle test point for thyroid is going to be right here. So let's see how this goes. Okay. Jenna, can you do me one favor, please? And can you put your finger one inch up above your belly button? And let me test this. Okay. Okay. Again. Okay. So whenever I have the person touch an inch above their belly button, which is the adrenal point, which we reviewed in another video, and they touch the thyroid, that gives me some insight, and you get a strong test when you touch those 2 points. That gives me some insight that the person's adrenal gland needs to be fixed as well, or supported, because that's having an effect on the thyroid. So the thyroid, the adrenals, and all the glands in the endocrine system send signals back and forth all day long. So you want, in natural health, we're rebalancing the whole system instead of piecemealing and just fixing one thing. We want to fix anything that might be contributing to the imbalance in the body. Okay, so what I'm going to do, let me see what Jenna needs to support her adrenals. What I'm going to go test her on is something called stress calming factors. I'm going to bring it up a little closer to the camera, but whenever we get too close, for some reason it doesn't. It gets blurry, but it's stress calming factors. These products can be found on drvalerienelson.com, doctor spelled out, drvalerienelson.com. Okay, so first of all, you always want to ask somebody if they have something in their system. So I know you take the stress calming factors. Do you already have some in your system for today?
Yes.
Okay, and how many do you have in your system?
4.
Okay, 4. And what time was that?
One was around 7 a.m. and then the other 2 were just about 15 minutes ago.
Okay, so I'm sorry, you said you have 4 in your system?
2 in the morning and then 2.
Okay, all right. And what number do you normally take?
4.
Okay, all right. So let's just try one more and see how you can do on one more.
Okay.
Okay, so can you just hold that for me, please? Okay, let me hold it because you're going to touch that point above your belly button. Anytime there's points around the torso, I usually have the person touch the point themselves just because it's more comfortable for them. Okay, and resist. Okay, so for today, your number would be 5. So can you do me a favor and just hold this for a minute, please? And then let me touch the thyroid point. So it's amazing. Just that little bit of adrenal support that we gave her helped to give her thyroid some extra strength. Now, did you take anything for your thyroid today?
Yes. I took 4 superfood greens.
Okay.
And 1 ashwagandha and 15 thyroid sprays.
Okay, so you did do the thyroid spray as well. Okay. So let's just see. We know the adrenal support really helped the thyroid, but let's just see what happens. The homeopathy spray would be the first thing that I would go to when I'm trying to get somebody's thyroid rebalanced. It's the least aggressive but more long-term healing from a cellular standpoint thing you can do. So again, I don't know if you can see that or not. It's Thyroid Homeopathy, which can be ordered again on drvalerienelson.com. So in the typical dosing is 10 sprays 3 times a day. So that would help to support the thyroid and some of the glands that are affecting the thyroid as well. And but a lot of people don't just test for the thyroid homeopathy. It depends on how long their thyroid's been off. Again, if you go to our website, there is a free thyroid test that you can take that will give you some insight about whether, because blood work is notoriously incorrect for thyroid. Okay, so I'm going to have you hold that thyroid spray up against you here. Okay, and resist. Okay, it's because you don't need any more for today.
I took it already.
Okay, so if a person normally would test for something and it's already in their system, they're not going to test for it that day. That's a super important point that a lot of chiropractors and natural health people don't consider, is what the person already has in their system. So her body's saying no more for this today. But I wanted to show you what that was like. Okay, so the ashwagandha would be another thing that we would recommend for the thyroid, the ashwagandha, because it is an endocrine system balancer and has a lot more benefits too. There is a little bit of ashwagandha in the stress calming factors as well. Jenna had mentioned the superfood grains. So can you just hold this for me, please? Okay, let me just have your arm. Okay, all right, so you're not testing for any more because you already have your daily dose in there, correct? Okay.
Yes.
All right, so the superfood greens is, you get a really big bottle of this. There's 400 in there, but it's often something we will give for people for thyroid as well. So if it's if the thyroid is just slightly off, superfood greens and the thyroid homeopathy is what we would use. But always remember to support the adrenals with the stress calming factors. If I get a client in my office and you have them hold those different things in their hand and their thyroid is still testing weak, then at that point, that is when I will go into a natural thyroid. And the natural thyroid is made from organic cows from either Argentina or New Zealand. So the natural thyroid, you can't order this on our website unless you've had a consultation with me either in person or via phone, because it has some very, very specific dosing instructions. So as always, thank you, Jenna.
You're welcome.
And if you want to subscribe to our YouTube channel, if you like what you see, be sure to do that. Share our videos with other people, and have a blessed day.